What about for those dogs that have separation anxiety? Can it be cured, or is it something that can only be managed?
I mean, obviously we would hope that we can resolve it, but it depends on many factors. It depends on the needs of the dog. So if the dog is exceptionally in need of companionship, then we can't resolve that because that is an innate thing that they have. We can alleviate the symptoms to a degree by doing some of the things I've mentioned before, which are things like, you know, giving them things to do and making a routine into the fact that they can cope alone. And we have to do that very thoroughly if we have an existing problem. If it's a fairly fresh issue, of course, it's slightly easier as a rule to kind of intervene because they haven't had a learning experience over many years. But if it's been something that's been on and off for a long time, then there's a chance that they've learned lots of different things from it, and that can be much harder to deal with. I think a lot of separation anxiety problems can take a lot of time to resolve if they're going to. And sometimes, yes, it might literally be that we can only manage the problem. But having said that, happily, we have much better services on offer nowadays, generally when we're not in lockdown, where we can have, you know, people looking after our dogs for us while we're out. You know, there is daycare, there are dog walkers, there are, you know, some people that are looking to look after a dog, but they can't have one of their own. And there are systems and networks for that. So I think that it's not the end of the world. It could have been, if we can say, okay, look, you know, we've tried treating this issue, we've done it for a long time, but the dog has a very big need to be with people and really isn't coping in spite of all our intervention, then can we give them other places to be, people to be around and so on, to help them cope on those days where we're not there. Usually we see improvement, but quite what the degree of that is depends. It really does. It depends on also what the family are able to do. The more gradual separation we can introduce, the better, but we can't stop people leaving their animals altogether. You know, there are some situations where we might have to say, look, this dog is at risk, we have to help them, you know, and we'd obviously always, with every behaviour problem, get a vet check first anyway, because, you know, if a dog is not feeling very well, then that's likely to contribute to any problems that they already have, and we need the vets on board, you know, just to make sure the dog's really well cared for.